Good afternoon. This is International News at 2:30. I'm Jamila Sharif.
And I'm John Martin.
Today we have a special report on the Republic of Turkey.
Now here's Amy Meyer with a special report on Turkey's climate and terrain.
Thank you, John. At roughly 800,000 kilometers, Turkey is one of the largest countries in Europe, similar in size to the state of Texas. Its neighboring countries include Greece, Bulgaria, Georgia, Iraq, Iran, and Syria. Turkey is also bordered on three sides by water: the Black Sea to the north, the Aegean Sea to the west, and the Mediterranean Sea to the south. Climate consists of mostly hot, dry summers and mild, wet winters. Farther inland, however, the climate becomes much harsher. The terrain consists of a high central plateau with narrow coastal ranges and several mountain ranges. Lake Van is also the country's largest freshwater lake. Coincidentally, it's also near the highest mountain peak in Turkey, Mount Ararat. Turkey is also troubled by severe earthquakes in the north. This is in addition to its most pressing environmental concerns, which include water pollution due to chemical dumping, air pollution, deforestation, and an increased threat of oil. Turkey also has proven natural gas reserves with the largest natural gas field in Marmara Kuzi, an offshore field in the Thrace-Gallipoli Basin in the Sea of Marmara. Its significant hydroelectric power resources include more than 100 plants and more proposed as part of the $32 billion Southeastern Anatolia project in the basin of the Tigris and Euphrates rivers.
Here's a business special for all possible future investors of Turkey's business sectors. Although Turkey is an economically poor country, it has interesting prospects in terms of trading for other countries. There are a number of free trade zones for businesses in areas such as banking, warehousing, and manufacturing. These free trade zones are appealing to businesses because products stocked and processed in free trade zones are not affected by Turkey's custom laws and taxes. In addition, strikes and lockouts were prohibited on these trade zones for the first 10 years. Banking in Turkey has increased tremendously. Roughly 5 years ago, the banking sector was at an all-time low, and many banks had to be taken in by private sectors and away from consumers and investors. Over several years, however, due to a new stable government and slowly increasing bank growth, great changes have been seen in Turkey's banking sector. This sudden growth has encouraged many new investors to invest in their banking sector. Banking technology has also greatly improved due in part to the government's efforts. These technological advancements have made Turkish banks better than those in other countries, leading to competition and more customers. With its new bank and better technology, Turkey's banking sector has become quite popular to foreign investors, and plans of selling to American and Greek banks are rumored.
We're going to take a closer look at the culture of the Republic of Turkey. The official spoken language in Turkey is Turkish. Other languages that are spoken are Greek, Armenian, Arabic, and Kurdish. So if you don't know any of these languages, you may want to have an interpreter with you. Religion is also a part of the Turkish culture. Of the two ethnic groups, Turkish and Kurdish, 99.8% are Muslim. The other 0.2% are either Jewish or Christian. Islam provides guidance and values of the Turkish business person and helps to dictate business etiquette and behavior among Turks. Families are the most vital aspect of Islamic society, and many decisions are made based on family. In addition, many businesses are still family-owned and business-operated. Our next segment, John will be speaking with an expert in political, legal, and economic environments, Raymond Wozniak. John?
Thanks, Jamila. With me today is Raymond Wozniak, an expert on the political, legal, and economic environment of the Republic of Turkey. Thank you for being here, Raymond.
Thank you for having me.
What kind of economy would you find in Turkey?
Well, today there's a liberal economy. Individuals have freedoms, there's a parliamentary system of government, unrestricted development of human endeavor, and the government actually guarantees individual rights and civil liberties.
That's kind of like the United States here.
Exactly.
How has the economy been?
I'm glad you asked me that. Our economy has actually prospered in the last 5 years. In prior years, due to high interest rates, inflation, and instability of consumption, our economy has actually decreased. With the help of IMF, the International Monetary Fund, and the World Bank, it turned our economy upside down. Our foreign direct investments have actually increased to $16.6 billion in 2007, and we expect it to be higher in 2008.
Are there any political risks involving business in Turkey?
There actually are. The government owns the majority of all the businesses. The state economic enterprise is set up by the government and governs economic policies. Major issues to governments is the government's ability to control business is a reason foreign investors lack interest in investing. In addition, the political influence has created an environment of corruption.
Wow, that sounds very difficult. What are some of the regulations one may face in opening a company or business?
There's actually a time requirement in opening a business. It's usually 15 to 20 days, depending on the business. Then there's incorporation fees, depending on the number of stockholders you have, the amount of capital invested, and the minimum number of founders. Lastly, there are technical fees that are much welcome, so there really aren't any regulations on that.
All right. Well, that's all the time we have today. Thank you for visiting.
Thank you.
And back to you, Jamila.
We have Ashley Moon via satellite phone, who is a business specialist on the Republic of Turkey. Hi, Ashley. So how is Turkey participating in cross-national cooperation and agreement?
Well, to give you an overview, U.S. and Turkey relationship started back in 1830 by signing a treaty, but most recent years, I believe it was last year, February, when we launched an economic partnership commission together, maintaining a good relationship. Besides that, Turkey started participating back in 1952 when she joined NATO, and there on out served as an important Eastern commentator who also controls the passage leading from the Black Sea to the Mediterranean. And in 1992, Turkey with 10 other countries formed BSEC, getting more involved in cross-national cooperation.
Are there any trading blocs?
Sure, just like any other countries, Turkey faces numerous trading blocs. Some of those transnational issues include naval, air, and territorial quarrels with the neighboring country, Greece. Asian Sea, for instance, for many years, Greece and Turkey fought over it to claim it. But just recently, they have established a joint branch to exploit its potentials together. There is also Armenia, with its borders still closed over Nagorno-Karabakh, and Syria and Iraq are opposing Turkish hydraulic projects to control Upper Euphrates water. The status of North Kiribati remains still uncertain of Kurdish invasion of northern part of the island, which was dated back in 1974. And lastly, she concerns over the position of Kurds in Iraq.
How does FDI look for Turkey?
Let me just say, if you have asked me the same question about 5 years ago, I would have said, not so good. But I'm happy to tell you she's undergoing optimistic developments by adopting FDI policy to attract more investors and working on modifying long-term stability by sustaining politically and economically. But overall, Turkey still needs to simplify tax law, reduce corruption, decrease social security premiums, amplify efficient usage of energy, and revise transportation system.
This has been a special report from the International News at 2:30.
Thanks for tuning in and have a great afternoon.